This morning, we're on the Skyliner, and where are we heading?
We're going to Boardwalk. We're gonna try out the new Cake Bake Shop.
Yeah, but it's just not one of those regular cake bake shop try videos. We're gonna go ahead and pit their cake against the king of cake,
Gideon's.
We're gonna see if the king is gonna get dethroned today.
It's a Royal Rumble cake showdown.
Come along with us and see which cake we want more of. Let's take a second and talk about the methodology for today's testing. What are we doing first?
First, we're at Boardwalk. We're gonna go ahead and head over to Cake Bake Shop and pick up their red velvet cake.
Yeah, we're doing their walk-up bakery to kind of keep it in line with Gideon's. What we have done is we brought our Gideon's cooler bag with us with a couple ice packs so that we can keep it cool while we travel to Disney Springs. And then once we get to Disney Springs,
we'll pick up the cake from Disney Springs because we wanted to not taste one and then take a break and then taste the other one. We want to put them side by side, head to head.
That's right, like two kings in an epic battle. They need to face each other.
So dramatic.
So Cake Bake Shop is at the Boardwalk Resort, and it replaced the old ESPN. The other thing to keep in mind when you come to the Cake Bake Shop is there's really no easy way to get there right now. They're supposed to put in reservations sometime soon, but as of right now, the only way you get there is if you have reservations at somewhere like the Trattoria, or if you do like we did and take the Skyliner from Hollywood Studios.
How was the experience inside there?
Yeah, they're very nice. It was slightly awkward. I don't know, like I didn't know who I was talking to or where to stand because I think it's so chill in there right now. But it's a beautiful.
It was actually
bakery.
a little confusing. Apparently, you need to go in the line down the middle, not the line on the sides. But they didn't really make it clear. But we got our cake, which is good to go.
All right.
Frosting got a little messed up, but.
So this is. So this is at first receipt. If you can't wait until 9 a.m. for your extra indulgent cake, make the trip on over to Cake Bake Shop. That's gonna be a win for them.
Right? Now I'm a little anxious walking because I'm worried that I'm gonna mess up the cake. But we got some film of what it looked like before I could possibly mess it up through our travels.
All right, come on, let's begin our trek over to the Springs.
Let's go.
You know, the nice part about doing this in the morning is we are going the opposite direction of the Skyliner.
Yeah, basically no wait for the Skyliner. It's kind of a long journey to get here, but it's beautiful and breezy and it's gorgeous weather today. We're really enjoying it.
This is the head-to-head battle of the Gideon's Red Velvet Cake versus the Cake Bake Shop Red Velvet Cake. First impressions.
They look completely different. I'm surprised the Cake Bake Shop is actually slightly bigger. It is a way deeper red color, but I'm kind of a fan of these crumbles that are on the back of the Gideon's cake. So I'm very interested to see what the difference is. It also looks like there might be chocolate chips in the cake for the Cake Bake Shop.
I think what I'm surprised about of it is I was really thinking that the Cake Bake Shop might not be as big as the Gideon's cake, but I think it might actually be a little bit bigger.
I'm gonna try and get this corner so I get a little bit of this crunchy on the back. I've had Gideon's cake before. I've never had the red velvet. I am a big fan of cream cheese icing that is creamy. It's not super sweet. The cake is good. It's not my favorite of the Gideon's actual cake layers. It's a little bit drier than I thought it might be. Definitely the cream cheese is the star of the show for me on this one.
I'm gonna be trying the red velvet cake from the Cake Bake Shop, and I'm pretty excited about this. They put sparkles on it, which is the antithesis of Gideon's, so this is going to be fun. I think I'm gonna do the same thing that Catherine did and kind of do a corner thing. Wow, this cake it's thick. The frosting, just kind of breaking it off, seems like it's a lot harder than Gideon's frosting. Let's give this a shot. It's good. The frosting is so much lighter than I was expecting. Look at the cake here. This is the buttercream, and this looks like the cream cheese. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a try now. The cream cheese portion of the frosting. That's really good. That is incredibly rich cream cheese frosting. The cake is good. I think there's little chocolate chips in it, which is a nice little touch. But the cake is a little bit dry.
Yep, I'm gonna do the same thing. First, I'm gonna try some cake with the more buttercream kind of frosting. Yep, the buttercream is super light. It's like pillowy soft. I could maybe deal with the buttercream being a little bit sweeter. I really like the cake though. I like the addition of the chocolate chips in it. But I am missing the cream cheese frosting. I'm gonna try it out. It's interesting, the opposite for me. I wish that the buttercream was sweeter. I feel like the cream cheese frosting is too sweet. I looked at this and thought that I was gonna love it. I think that the cream cheese frosting is actually way too sweet.
Switch off, it's gonna be my turn to try the Gideon's red velvet cake. We'll keep that same thing where I'll try a corner with the streusel as long as I don't send the cake through the wall. Already looking at it, the Gideon's cake looks a lot softer. So those are candied walnuts on the outside. I thought they were gonna be like crumbles, like a strudel type thing, but they're actually candied walnuts. They're good. I think what I'm so surprised about is that in the cream cheese frosting, I like Gideon's cream cheese frosting a lot better. It's not as sweet as the frosting that was in the cake bake shops. It's still got some sweetness to it, but it's got just the right amount of sweetness to it. Catherine decided to go wild here.
Yeah, I'm looking for a cake bake goes dark, as in a cake bake and Gideon's mashup. I want the red velvet cake bake cake with Gideon's frosting. And I'd like for them to pipe it in a rose formation because I really enjoy that as well.
I don't know if Gideon's frosting can do that. Are you gonna try it? Are you gonna try?
I guess actually I didn't think about that.
Are you gonna take Gideon's frosting? It's sacrilege.
Okay.
You're gonna take Gideon's frosting and put it on a cake bake piece of cake.
Okay, a little bit of surgery, minor surgery here. Nobody worry.
This is a Wallet and Wand exclusive right here. Gideon's frosting on cake bake.
That's the way you do it right there. All right, surgeon.
So I'm gonna call this the Catherine now. We're gonna come over and get just a bit of the cake bake cake.
Hey, you did that better than I did.
That's so good. Because the cake in the cake bakes, red velvet, has a lot more chocolate flavor to it. Like, I don't know if, I'm not a cake expert, so I'm not sure if it's supposed to or not. But the cream cheese frosting from the Gideon's, which is not super sweet, just blends so well with those dark chocolate flavors in the cake bakes red velvet. I think I like the Frankenstein the best, but that's not what we're here for. We are not here.
We're getting off track.
We're getting off track. We are not here to create Frankenstein cakes that don't exist. We're gonna have to determine which one wins the crown for the king of cakes at Disney. The kings have come, they have fought. Now it is time to decide who will be king regent of the Disney cakes.
So on this one, the Battle of the Red Velvet Cakes, I'm gonna give it to Gideon's. Honestly, I've had better Gideon's cakes. I'm not a huge fan of the actual cake section. However, the frosting knocks it out of the park. On Cake Bake Shop, the cake is really good. I actually really dislike both of the frostings. The cream cheese frosting is too sweet and the buttercream is not sweet enough.
This one is actually really tough for me. This is probably one of my least favorite Gideon cakes that I've had. We've had quite a few Gideon's cakes, and this is not my favorite. The frosting was excellent, as normal. Normally when you come to Gideon's, the cake is just a conveyor for frosting. But the cake was just kind of tasteless. The cake inside Cake Bakes was impeccable, but the cream cheese frosting was entirely too sweet. The elephant in the room when comparing these two cakes is the price. Gideon's, even if you assume that you are giving them a 20% tip, ends up coming to about $13 with tax. Where Cake Bake Shop is $23 prior to tax, so you're probably coming in closer to $23.50 or $24 for a piece of Cake Bake Shop. It's almost double the price of Gideon's. I think with that in mind, I'm gonna have to give the win on this one to Gideon's. At the end of the day, which of these cakes would you want more of?
Gideon's. Frankenstein.
This is where I'm gonna have to diverge with Catherine here. I think the cake that I would actually want more of is Cake Bake Shop.
What?
Removing the fact of the price on it, if you just say, hey, which cake do you want more of? I would choose Cake Bake. What do you think of that?
I am shocked.
I'm actually pretty shocked too.
So after all that, these are just our opinions. What do you guys think? What would you like to try? Comment down below and let us know. Also, comment down below and let us know, do you think Matt's Christmas shirt is a little bit too early?
I match Disney right now, and Disney's not too early. For the Cake Bake and Gideon's Cake Challenge, which one of these two is the wand worth the wallet?
For me, Gideon's.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Gideon's wins it with the wand worth the wallet because it's half the price. If you come to Gideon's, I would actually grab a different cake, but it definitely wins on price. So thank you again, everyone, for watching another Wallet and Wand video, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye.